Hey everybody, this is James with the Soundboard team. I am here across the globe, thank you technology, with Webb, direct from Australia. So thank you very much for joining us today.
No, thank you. Glad we got our time sorted.
That's right. It is hard to figure out the 16-hour time difference.
Yes. 4:30 in the morning for me would have been a little bit early.
That was not the right move. So Ali, you've been telling me you're new to the business. What drew you to the business side of Juice Plus in addition to the health side of it with the product?
Okay, so I'd started the product in March last year, and in July my husband had, it was probably a little bit earlier than that, had lost one of his contracts. He's a civil worker, and I'm doing my Masters of Social Work, so we kind of were in this pickle basically that both of us weren't working or making any money coming through. So the person who introduced me to the product to take also then said, look, why don't you have a look? And me being me at that time, I was like, I'll watch it. And it was actually my husband Craig that kept walking past this event, and he kept going, who are those people? And what did they just say? How much money are they making? And it was kind of him that was drawn to the business. So he started to look into it a bit more. I had sort of done, I guess, some party plans and things like that as I'd grown up and or early adulthood. So it wasn't nothing new to me, I guess, like the multi-level marketing part of it, but being online and how I'd actually do that. So I did a bit of research and asked my friend, because I thought you had to be like a personal trainer or a health nut or something like that. And I just said to her, if you could teach me to do this, I'll be in. So she said, well, we have some of the best resources to help you achieve a business like this. So I just jumped in. I thought, well, what do I have to lose? Right. At that point in time, I thought, I love the product. It's done amazing things for me and the family. Like, what do I have to lose? I've already won. That was how I was thinking at that time. Like, health-wise, I've already won. And, so off we went with the business side of things. So, yeah.
Excellent. Well, so I got to tell you, the Australian community in the Juice Plus Nation is known for how well you all manage social media and how well you all grow your business through social. So can you speak to a little bit about how has social media helped you yet personally in the business, and how so?
Yes, definitely. I would not have I wouldn't have considered social media as being some sort of an avenue to conduct a business. As I said, I used to do like that party plan, and I hated the thought of ever going back out and doing party plan again. It's not really my scene. I quite enjoy being in my home with my family, and but then I thought, well, how am I supposed to meet people? So I started to follow some of our leaders and what their advice was around social media. I still had no idea really what to do or what to use, but just started following some of their advice. I did a very short course on social media, more around kind of, I guess, how you present some things on social media. So I did a really short course on that as well. And look, I went from, I think, 100 friends on my Facebook to well over 1,500 now. Connecting with people that I would never have connected with, and that's including old school friends. And then just being able to put my own health story out there, which is a really remarkable story, and having people then communicate with me about even my story, and being able to share other people's testimonies has been a really powerful tool as well. So, it has opened up my eyes to the world of the web, I guess, and that it can be used for, other things than just scrolling through crazy cat videos or things like that. And I'm still learning. I'm still very new to this whole thing called social media, and I have definitely not touched upon all the different avenues of social media. So you definitely have hit it
well with sharing your story and being personal. How has the Soundboard helped in having that access to that kind of content and sharing those articles? How has that helped as well?
Well, for me, because, you know, I didn't want it all to be about, you know, stories and testimonies, because I think people get like, oh, here we go, it's another testimony. So I wanted to start, and I'm not a health nut, so I don't know things in that sort of respect, but I wanted to start sharing stories or articles about health, food, life, all that sort of jazz. So, but, you know, again, I don't sometimes know what I'm looking for. So to have something that I can quickly access, and I go through it. Look, I've gone through even, you know, I think 9 months back and used articles from then just to find things that will, you know, that pique my own attention for any given day, which changes, or I might have a theme of, you know, exercising, or a theme of sleeping for the day, or a theme of food, because I love food as well. And it's all there. So it's really easy for me, because I don't know enough about all of this stuff to search that stuff for myself. So I find it saves me time. And the reason why we get into businesses to be at home is to have more time to ourselves and our family. So it has given me that. It's given me the ability to be an expert without actually being the one that's done all that research. But, you know, people are liking those articles, and, you know, they've shown interest. And I think I've had people share some of them, which is ultimately what you'd love people to do, is share the things that you post, because that means it actually resonates with people. So
yeah, that's great. So one of the things that I talk with people a lot about is the value of putting that kind of content on social, but the difficulty sometimes in tracking, okay, this click resulted in a sale on my website. And so a lot of times people say, well, I've been posting stuff for 2 weeks and nobody's bought anything through my Juice Plus site, so I'm just going to stop doing it. What would you say to the person that is on your team or in the business that says, I'm going to give up on social because I haven't gotten any click-through sales?
Consistency is the key. That is what we're, I think I have had that drummed through me from our leaders. Kira and Adam Westwick are my mentors, and that's one of the things that they drill: consistency. And just because people aren't liking or commenting or sharing doesn't mean they're not watching. And that's the thing that's really important. I mean, we have had people start talking to us from, you know, when we first started in July, which you know, they've finally gone, okay, look, tell me more. You know, so it's not necessarily what you're doing in the now. You might not see something right now, but you don't know what you're actually planting. It's all about that seed planting, or just that, you know, if you're consistent and doing things on a daily basis, it will keep coming up on people's, you know, their own news feed. If you keep it changing, they're not going to get bored, so they're not going to unfollow you. And you don't know what it might look like in 6 months or in a year's time. You know, that whole thing, things don't happen overnight. Also, people are scared, like, to ask questions straight away. But if they see that you're still doing things, you know, 3 months on, a month on, 6 months on, a year on, people are going to start taking notice. So consistency is the key, is what I would say. Keep doing it. Just keep putting it out there. Yeah.
Excellent. So have you, do you feel like you have either gained a customer that you can pretty much attribute to a social media connection, or even gained a team member that you could attribute to that?
I've gained all my customers and team members via social media. It's I find it really hard to do that, talking out there in sort of person at times, just to people I don't know. Like I wouldn't kind of do that, like, just off the cup, although I did yesterday. But I know, put it out there and I did it. But for me, like, it's that power of behind a keyboard, I guess, you know, and not to use it for what, you know, we hear as horrible people just getting on, but to actually use it as a talking piece. So I use social media, and this is what they've taught us, is most of the time it might not attract, give you that's the customer. But what it does is if someone likes something, you can send them a message and say, hey, thanks for liking my post, really appreciate it. Love to know what gets you interested. And from there, you start to build the relationship. Like, you can't just go spamming on people. You can't just go, wow, you like my post, buy my Juice Plus. Like, that's just not going to happen. Like, people go, whoa, you're crazy. I don't want anything to do with you. So it's about using social media to build a tool or an avenue to start having, discussions, to start getting to know someone, building that relationship with them. And through that, because you want to know what their wants and needs, desires and pains are, to then be able to help them with what we have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that from just someone liking a post and just then spewing on them. You need to actually build a relationship with them, find out, what their interests are, or, do they have a health issue? Do they have a wealth issue? What are their dreams and desires? And you just do it purely by once they like, you can build a relationship. So, yeah, again, that doesn't happen overnight. So if people give up after 2 weeks of trying something, how are you going to build a relationship if you're just going to give up like that? It doesn't make sense to me.
So when you bring a new person onto the business, do you recommend Soundboard to them to help take some of that load off of making social easier for them?
I've been recommending not just to my team, but to anybody who will listen, because I find it really easy for me. Again, I don't have that health experience or the understanding or the time to research. So having it all at my fingertips. And I believe there's a new topic around business. So I haven't been posting anything around that yet. It's all been more about, health and sleep and fruit and veggies. And I haven't started the Shred 10 because we have other programs as well, but I'll be utilising that. So there's just so much more I can use on Soundboard. So it's really getting my, little fingers in there, I guess. And using buffer, because I saw on the Social 30 that we have now that Soundboard has given us. So I was like, I really do need to just commit to a couple of hours and just getting onto buffer, understanding it and getting it to do for me, because I know, again, that will help free up some time. So, yeah.
That's right. That's good. I'm glad you like the Social 30. That's really good to hear.
Yeah, I do. I didn't realise there were so many different options of social media. Like, I won't use them all yet, but just to know what they're all about. And once I've mastered one, well, I use Instagram and Facebook at the moment, but once I've mastered those two, I can then, like LinkedIn, I've been told that that's very, very good for business. So,
yes,
I'm very, very curious about how all the other ones work, but just want to master the ones that I'm using right now. So, yeah.
Well, that's a great approach. Well, Allie, thank you so much for your time and feedback.
Okay.
And thanks for dialing in from across the pond.
Love the internet. You couldn't do this without having the internet, could you? So it just brings the world closer to your lounge room. Thank you so much for asking me to join you today, James.
Sure. Okay, well, all the best, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks.